Hey everybody, Anthony here, and the footage that you are watching is the Round 3 feature for Harmony Wastelands 2. Unfortunately, I was not able to stream any feature matches due to just real life getting in the way, but I did record my match versus Scorp in order to make sure there was a feature for this round. And we are both playing Cars decks, albeit we went in very different directions. Scorp was playing Wave 1 Deadlock with the BFB strat that at the start of your opponent's turn, you declare one of your characters. If it's KO'd, you repair 3 damage from one of your characters. Keep that in mind. It's actually pretty significant throughout this match. As well as Exhaust and Fracture, which is another BFB character. And on my side of the field, or a BFB character, I should say, my side of the field, I am playing Smokescreen with Wheeljack and Windcharger using Smokescreen's Turbo Revan strat and the BFB strat Heroic Perseverance, which essentially is -1 attack damage to all characters or all Autobots with Safeguard that are damaged, and gives a extra star that you can play with. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay here. Starting, of course, with the roll-off. So I roll a 2, not off to a fantastic start. And Scorp rolls a 3, so I will be on the choice here. And you'll notice I forgot to deploy a smoke thrower onto Smokescreen. Scorp let me reshuffle my hand to the deck, and then I just brought out the smoke thrower. And yeah, we are off to the races. Also, funny story, I accidentally called smoke thrower or Smokescreen sunscreen at one point during this game. So if you see an extended pause in the middle of game 1, that's probably why. And start of Scorp's turn, he activates Brutal Conditioning on Exhaust. This is a bog standard play we've been seeing ever since BFA released. Flipping Deadlock to bot mode and sending Fracture in here first into, I believe he was going after Windcharger, but it might have been Wheeljack. I don't remember. Looks like Windcharger was the target. And the attack is for, I believe, 4, Pierce 3, maybe? Is that a contract contingency? I can't quite tell with the size of my screen. And there was some discussion happening at this point. I don't remember what. No, it was only 2 damage onto Windcharger. I don't know the exact numbers because I can't get a read on the cards. There looks like there's a Razor Wings. So turn 1, we flip up Wheeljack, and then we end up playing a Leap of Faith here. Take the shot, we'll set that. Improvise Shield, nope. Not playing that in a million years. I would like to keep that double origin rotation, thank you very much. And we go ahead and smack Fracture with Windcharger. I will just say this, Fracture's ability only comes up once, and it was in bot mode, so you don't even need to know what she does in alt mode for this effect. Anyways, Windcharger goes in for 7 flat into Fracture's 2, I believe. So I believe she takes 5 here. Yep, 5 is the correct number. And we go ahead and move over to Scorp's turn. So Deadlock's strat, by the way, is a mandatory trigger. So I believe he chose Fracture there. So yeah, every turn there is a declaration. And also on the last 2 turns, Scorp did activate Brutal Conditioning or activate Exhaust in order to get tokens on, or counters, I should say, on Brutal Conditioning. God, I am just all over the place. I just finished recording the tier list that is going to be coming out on the 18th, so actually no, yeah, 18th. That's how dates work. Anyway, so Scorp will go ahead and play an Emergency Barricade onto Fracture and then smelt my smoke thrower. Okay, so this one was on turn 2, but yeah, that hurts. If you have listened to me, for those of you watching from the Bayformer server, if you've listened to me ramble about this match already, you know exactly what I was about to say there. Anyways, going into Windcharger, the smoke thrower being offline means that Windcharger does not have Safeguard, and as a result, I will take full damage here. And also, funny story, Scorp did not realize that smoke thrower was important to this deck's strategy. He just shotgun smelled because he saw an upgrade. That makes me even more salty about what ends up happening. Slight spoiler alert. So, time for new leadership. He declares Fracture here, I believe, because why wouldn't he? Fracture's the one with more damage, and therefore is the one I'm more likely to KO. Take the shot also will untap here in a moment. And I think Scorp was saying, cool, I have a emergency barricade, I play a confidence, draw 2, I scrap a take the shot, and a start your engines, weirdly enough, I believe was the call. Just because I had 2 of them in hand, so I thought I could afford to ditch one. Yep, get in the scrap, there we go. And then I play a bracing up as my confidence action, and then I play, I believe, a photon charge onto... Nope, going for the fusion. Nope, I did go for the photon charge. It's been a few days since this match, so I am currently blanking on exactly what happened. Yep, there's the photon charge onto Wheeljack. Safeguard doesn't matter because Wheeljack currently does not have Safeguard. Thanks, Smelt. Anyways, Wheeljack will punch Fracture in the face. I really do not feel like playing around. Actually, no, wait. Did I go into Wheeljack here? Or no, not Wheeljack. Deadlock, maybe? I honestly do not remember what the target was. But either way, the attack is for 8, 9, 10, 12, Pierce 2. Oh, wait, I did go into Deadlock. 12 into, I believe the defense was 1. And Deadlock would be KO'd, except for the fact that he has +1 health from the strat. Alive on 1. Free Gyrick win. Anyways, so that will do it for that swing, and I do also do the photon charge damage to Fracture, and then Wheeljack did take a damage as well because he did not have 2 or more defense. Moving over to Scorp's turn, he forgot to activate Beacon last turn, but whatever, it was not going to matter. So Beacon is active, Exhaust is in his tank mode. Not that kind of tank mode, the other kind of tank mode where he's just an absolute beast in terms of everything. And then Exhaust is going to start punching some people here, and he's in bot mode, so things are going to hurt a lot. Wind Charger's on 4 health remaining. Wheeljack still has the majority of his health. It's fine. All's good. A grenade launcher comes down onto Wheeljack. Or not Wheeljack, Exhaust. Contract Contingency also comes down. So, yeah, he's likely going to be doing 4 damage and causing me some problems. So the attack is for 4, 6, 10, 12... into my 1, I take 11 and be alive on 1, which is a good thing, it seems like. But then you realize that he had contract contingency played, and as a result, his bounty goes off, Wheeljack takes 1 more damage, and Wheeljack is dead as a result. That photon charge damage actually screwed me over. I am still mad about it. Had I played the fusion borer instead of the photon charge, Wheeljack would have been alive, and this game may have gone in a slightly different direction from where it is about to go. But Wheeljack, either way in this case, is dead. Also, if Heroic Perseverance had been active, I would have not died there either, because the ability of that would have reduced the damage by 1. So now at this point, I'm thinking, oh crap, there goes my power hitter. So I use Start Your Engines to untap Wind Charger and try to get an attack back here, or just gain an extra attack. I flip Wind Charger, draw a card, Fusion Borer onto Wind Charger, and I'm trying to throw Smokescreen into Deadlock here. I throw Wind Charger into Fracture first, just so that way I can get her off the field, and Scorp did call Fracture as the character off of Deadlock strat, and I go in for enough Pierce to KO Fracture, so the 3 heal off of the strat will be applied here. And, yep, there goes Fracture, and the heal will happen here in a moment. Standing by. Also, Smokescreen is going to go into Deadlock here because I want Deadlock off the field now. Actually, I don't think Fracture was the call, but Deadlock was the call, but... Actually, no, it was Fracture, so... Actually, it didn't really matter which one was the call. They were both KO'd either way. Exhaust gets healed to full. And this is a bit more of a fair fight. I still have a 4 health character left and a full health character compared to Scorp, who has a absolutely insane defender with full health. Full health. Full health. You know what I meant. So this could go either way, honestly. So we move back over to... Scorp's turn here after the untap. He plays a Scoundrels, very good in this matchup because, of course, I'm only running Autobots. chooses to flip to alt mode just to get some additional attack and get a bit more damage on to fuel his bounty ability. So going in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe he attacked Wind Charger here. So he's going into 2, and that is a dead Wind Charger. So now it's a 1v1, and this is not a fair fight at all. But I do have a Stormfall Sword available for pickup since Wind Charger is melee. And if you're wondering why I'm playing Stormfall Sword, it's a Pierce 2 upgrade off of green. I was playing Piercing Blaster for a bit, but then Naga convinced me to go to Stormfall Sword. Well, actually, wait. It was either Naga or Tank said, you lose 1 Pierce, but you get the ability to pick it up since Wind Charger and Wheeljack, well, at least half of Wheeljack, is melee. So it's actually a pretty decent card, even without the bonus ability for Windblade. Plus, it's +1 attack, so that's nice. It's honestly a pretty decent card if you got the right build. But we play one of the Stormfall Swords onto Smokescreen. Yes, I did draw my other one for turn, so I'm still mad about that. And at this point, I'm just thinking, okay, in what scenario do I win this game? Scorp did ping Exhaust there in order to get a extra defense this turn, and yep, this is the long pause where I accidentally called him Sunscreen instead of Smokescreen. So we're just going to go ahead and fast forward through this nonsense, and we're going to go ahead and just skip to when Smokescreen attacks. So we're currently swinging in for 5 Pierce 2, make that 7 Pierce 3 now, so a decent hit, but I'm still concerned about Exhaust at this point. So 7 into 3, I believe, is the hit, so takes 4. At the very least, I have Safeguard, so I'm going to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Tank a hit, that's the word I'm looking for. Sometimes it is. Sometimes I lose brain cells doing this. Smelt comes down. I'm not too concerned about this one, just because I do have that second Stormfall Sword that I'm holding on to. And then Shard of the Divine Light comes down, and, Exhaust swings in, and if you haven't seen Shard of the Divine Light, it's a black icon star card. The black icon is a Wrecker hybrid that gives +5 health to whoever it's attached to, and it is a utility. Anyways, Exhaust swings in for an insane amount of damage. I take 3 because Safeguard. And this card is actually a problem for me because my only upgrade removal in this deck are Bashing Shield and Impetuous Stand. Bashing Shield can't remove utilities. Also, a Stormfall Sword gets dropped there. So Bashing Shield can't remove utilities. Impetuous can't hit star cards, so that thing is stuck on there until I kill Exhaust. And it's going to make a world of difference here momentarily. Anyway, so I send in Smokescreen. I set a secret action, which was a hold the line, and I get a absolute mammoth of a swing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Pierce 3. Which is pretty decent, and Exhaust will go ahead. Oh, Exhaust only took 3 on that last hit. I stand corrected. Takes 6. Oh, there was a another black icon in there. So that was a pretty significant hit, and he would be at 5 health remaining, but this is actually only half his health because of that Shard of the Divine Light. Yeah, I told you that card was going to cause problems eventually. At the very least, I have a hold the line, so I could potentially tank a hit from Exhaust here, and I do have Heroic Perseverance to reduce damage since at least Smokescreen does have printed Safeguard. Maybe we can make something out of this. We see an Emergency Barricade comes down. That's not good because of the fact that it just negates Pierce. He flips Exhaust to alt mode for that extra attack. We hold the line to heal 1, scrap the bracing up in a desperate defense here, and I block for 2. Reducing the damage by 1, and the attack is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 into 2. I take 9, but because of Heroic Perseverance, I am alive on 1. Free Gyric Gwen. I am losing my mind. I am thinking, okay, wait a minute. I can win this. I can absolutely win this. I just need to draw a power weapon for turn, and that will, you know, settle things down. So actually, no, he's alive on 2 because 11 minus 2 is 9. He was at 2. No, wait. This is the correct number. I just can't remember how it got there. Fusion Borer gets drawn into the hand, and I am thinking, okay, wait a minute. I may have just locked this up, but instead I choose to go for the Bashing Shield to get rid of the Emergency Barricade, just because that's going to cause more of a problem. And we flip Smokescreen to bot mode. And this is where Desperation comes into play because I no longer need the Safeguard damage reduction because it's not going to matter against Exhaust. I have Focus 1. I have the +1 to attack thanks to Stormfall Sword being a white icon. And now I pray I can get through the Shard of the Divine Light and the Beacon boost. I focus away this Start Your Engines. There's a white icon. That's a pretty good flip. Going in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pierce 3 into Exhaust 1, 2, 3, 9 into 3. Remember when I said earlier that Deadlock strat was going to be significant? Exhaust would have been dead here if that ability had not activated. You can probably imagine how mad I am right now because that was just nutty. And Scorp does have the Pierce 2 from the Scoundrel's Blaster, and as a result, we are going to go ahead and go to Game 2. Alrighty, so going into Game 2, I am going first. We'll flip Wheeljack, send Windcharger after, I believe, Exhaust here. Scorp does activate Exhaust in order to get Beacon on him. So Windcharger's going in for 9 Pierce 1 on this first hit, and Exhaust blocks 3, I believe? So take 6, or no, take 7. Oh, I think he forgot about 9 minus 3. Yeah, he should have taken 6. Oh, no, he took the damage from activating it. Yeah, he took the right amount. I'm just horrible at math. This is not surprising to anyone who's watched this channel before. Anyway, so moving over to Scorp's turn now. He's already got Exhaust at half health. If I can kill Exhaust before Beacon activates, that's going to be an absolute miracle. And I'm thinking, okay, so at the very least, I have my Safeguard up. Hopefully, this will be a bit more of a fair fight just because of the fact that I can reduce damage. And then the second Smelt, or a Smelt, comes down on turn 1. As you can imagine, I am livid because 2 games in a row, the first chance Scorp has gotten to play cards, he just absolutely wrecks my face in terms of what my strategy is. And it's like, what am I supposed to do against that except main deck jam signals, which, no. Anyways, Windcharger takes 2 off a hit from Fracture, and I draw an Improvised Shield for turn. At this point, I'm pretty sure the game is just trolling me at this point, both via Scorp's ridiculous draws, and that on my side. I need to stop talking so loud, I'm getting a headache. Anyways, we set a Bracing up. We play a Turbo Boosters to untap Windcharger, and, oh, I accidentally moved it off there. We draw a card. Hey, Bashing Shield. That's actually a decent enough card. So, we're going to go ahead and send Windcharger in again just to act as a buffer here. And we're going in for 3, 4, 5 Pierce 1, and Fracture will block 2, take 3, I believe. Yep, take 3, and we're going to go ahead and drop a Improvised Shield for a Lose the Battle. Yep, Lose the Battle. I could have picked up that Stormfall Sword, but I've got a second copy floating around in the deck, and plus I didn't want to clog up my hand with too many upgrades. Exhaust will get his 3rd counter on Beacon, and that is now active onto Exhaust, so he's got 15 health, but he's 5 away from death, so we're at least looking at a good position there. If I can get my Fusion Borers, if I can get some black icons with Wheeljack, things will be looking good. Start Your Engines comes down, however. Deadlock flips to alt mode, and I believe he calls Windcharger to be marked for death. So if he dies this turn, Scorp will get to draw 2 cards. And flips Deadlock back up to bot mode. And what was the upgrade? Or was there an upgrade this turn even? Oh, yeah. Remember what I said earlier? We were looking at a good spot on Exhaust? Yeah, there's a Shard of the Divine Light as I accidentally zoom out. So at this point, I'm thinking, ah, crap, I've only done half health to Exhaust. So now we're looking at a major uphill battle. Fracture goes into Windcharger, and I block 2. Fracture goes in for, I believe, 4. Takes 2, yep. So that's how that works. Deadlock's ability does not resolve. And at the start of my turn, Bracing Up will untap. Scorp declares Fracture with Deadlock strat, and I will draw 4 turns. So I'm trying to figure out how to play around this thing, because I don't want to kill Fracture, but at the same time, I don't want to enable any potential untap shenanigans that Scorp might be holding on to. So I'm just thinking, okay, how can I do as much damage as possible so that way I can get a Cayman Crash into hand later on, potentially, and just then pop Fracture that way. And Exhaust is just staring at me, you know, saying, haha, you cannot defeat me. And I'm just thinking here as I'm reading Discord, I flip Windcharger back to alt mode. I choose to set a secret action. Well, actually, that was the only action I had in my hand. It was Lose the Battle. Windcharger, I don't remember why I flipped him to alt mode exactly. Maybe it was to prep for any potential start your engine. Oh, no, it was so that way I could keep enabling the draw engine. I forgot that Wind Charger does things in bot mode. So at this point, there was a bit of a pause here. I'm not sure as to why, because I can't see who was in the call right now, because again, this was recorded. And then we're going to go ahead and jump forward to when action starts happening. Okay, so we've jumped forward a little bit. Smokescreen goes into Fracture here. He has Safeguard, so at the very least, I'm not concerned about him dying unless Scorp drops some pink shenanigans, which there's a mag ray, so it is a potential possibility, or potential possibility. Good English. Anyways, Smokescreen slaps Fracture for 3, I believe, here. I go ahead and drop an improvised shield for up. Actually, I cannot pick up that Stormfall sword because Smokescreen is ranged, so I was grabbing a Hold the Line instead. And then we move back over to Scorp's turn here. The Hold the Line isn't too bad in this matchup. It did actually... Oh, now I remember what happened earlier. Hold the Line prevented a point of damage because of the fact that Exhaust was 8 stars. So instead of taking 9, I couldn't take more than 8. So that's why Smokescreen healed, or had one less damage on him. So, anyways, moving back over to Scorp's turn. A Take the Shot was set, and the upgrade is a Turbo Boosters on Fracture. And remember what I said earlier, I was worried about untapped shenanigans? There you go. Fracture goes into Wind Charger here. Oh, nope, not Fracture. Oh, no, I think at this point, Scorp chose to flip Fracture here, or maybe he flipped Deadlock? One of the two. Nope, flips Fracture, and we'll talk about the bot mode here in a second. So goes into Wind Charger, lose the battle, activates, and I think I grab a Photon Charge, or no, I think it was Fusion Warp. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I am watching this back, and I am actually an idiot. I could have grabbed back my Smoke Thrower. What was I thinking? I am actually an idiot! Anyway, so now Fracture's ability resolves here, which when Fracture does attack damage to a ranged melee or specialist enemy, you get to call one of those 3 traits and then do a damage to everyone else on the opponent's team that has that trait. Now, Scorp read it as if you attack a melee, ranged, or specialist enemy, you choose any trait and then do it across the board. That is very much not how that works. It says choose one of those traits on the defender, referencing melee, ranged, specialist. So I'm going to skip this argument quickly. And now that we have skipped this, so I will draw for turn, Grenade Launcher. Ooh, that could do things. Albeit Fracture is the only one that I can attack, and Wheeljack is the only one that's untapped. Yeah, you can see how this is going downhill very, 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 very quickly. So at this point, I'm just thinking, what can I do with this board? Because Wheeljack does not have Safeguard, so that turns off some of his durability. Smokescreen and Wind Charger are both tapped with no way to untap them. So as a result, I am kind of forced into, or not kind of, I am forced into attacking with Wheeljack here. So I just go ahead and set a Hold the Line and hope it does something, I guess. And I believe I just actually send Wheeljack straight up into Fracture here. Also, Fracture was the call off of Deadlock strat. Oh no, did I go for the Photon Charge? Oh no, I flipped Wind Charger, drew Fight for Position, and then played the Photon Charge onto Wheeljack, and we send Wheeljack into Fracture, doing a damage to himself, and then attacking for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is more than enough to KO Fracture, and Exhaust gets healed for 3. Thanks, Time for New Leadership. Thanks. Anyways, moving back over to the Photon Charge here. So the damage will go ahead, and I think I threw it on Exhaust at this point, so it essentially is a heal 2 off of Time for New Leadership. At this point, actually, we were arguing about, or not arguing, discussing whether Photon Charge or Time for New Leadership triggers. We ruled it that because the KO is instantaneous, or the game is constantly checking for KO, when that happens, Deadlock's ability would have resolved, and then after that, Photon Charge triggers, because, again, KOing and effects like, I believe that trigger off of getting KO'd happen before anything, or can step in to interrupt anything. You get what I'm saying. We ruled that Time for New Leadership happens before Photon Charge's damage ping. So Exhaust essentially heals 2 in that exchange, and this is actually looking like a pretty good matchup. Exhaust is somewhat damaged, but in the grand scheme of things, not really. Contract Contingency comes down, though, and I am openly freaking out at this point because I am fully tapped out. Scorp has 2 untapped characters, and I am probably just going to get smacked here. So Deadlock goes in first into Wheeljack to soften him up. You can probably see what Scorp is trying to do. Thankfully, he chose not to flip Deadlock to alt mode. So I desperation hold the line here so I can't take more than 7. It's probably not going to do a whole lot. So Wheeljack goes ahead and takes 7 here. That would have been 6 with Heroic Perseverance, so Wheeljack would have 7 damage on him right now. Let's see if it would have mattered here. And then Exhaust goes in for 4, 5, 6, 8 into 1. Takes 7. No, it would not have mattered. So, yeah, Wheeljack is dead. Bounty resolves because he got the KO. And then, I believe Exhaust moves a damage over to Windcharger. Or, nope, who do you move the damage over to? Moves it over to Smokescreen, disabling the safeguard. Thanks, Scorp. Also, keep an eye on that point of damage that got moved over to Smokescreen. It may or may not come into play later. So, I draw spare parts for turn, and I am livid at this point, because I'm like, where was this before Scorp decided to smelt me twice? So I am just losing my mind at this point, because this has been one of the most infuriating matches I have ever played, just because it seems like everything Scorp has needed was glued to his hand, and he's able to punt everyone. Anyways, a Fusion Boar comes down onto Windcharger. I fight for position, flip him to alt mode, and I am going into Exhaust. I need to get this guy off the board now. At least I think I went to Exhaust. I may have gone into Deadlock here. Going in for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Pierce 3, I think was the hit. 11 Pierce 3 into 2, 4, 5. Take 6. And without Beacon or Shard of the Divine Light, he would very much be dead, but because those cards exist, he is still kicking with 7 health remaining. Anyways, moving over to Scorp's turn. He's still got that take the shot back there, I just realized. So, he's got Deadlock here. Windcharger is looking like a pretty good target. He plays a Contract Contingency, I believe that is. Yep, that's a Contract Contingency onto Deadlock. It's a +2 bonus. Or actually, no, I think he did play that onto Exhaust. So he sends Deadlock into Windcharger first, going in for 3, 4, 5. Wait, did he resolve that? Yeah, it looks like he did resolve the Contract Contingency on Deadlock, because I actually just realized that this is not a wheel turn for Scorp. So, Windcharger takes 4 damage and is alive on 1. You can now understand why I'm saying free Gyric Gwen constantly. Albeit, funny story, Bill was talking about some in-person play that he was doing earlier today, and he made a note that there was no instances of alive on 1 where he's at right now. And I am thinking to myself, are you sure about that? Because I have seen plenty of instances of alive on 1 when I was trying to teach a couple people the game in person, or rather one person the game in person. You get what I'm saying? I doubt his statements, because reasons. Anyways, moving back over to my turn after rambling about the curse. We put a grenade launcher on Smokescreen, we set a take the shot, and we throw him into Deadlock. We are trying to punt him right now. Scorp obviously did call Deadlock as the target for Time for New Leadership. Deadlock, I believe, defense for 5 here. I'm going in for 11 total? Yeah, it looks like 11 total, so... Yeah, he takes 5. Wait, 11 into... Oh, he must have flipped a blue, so yeah. Yeah, this is looking interesting. So another take the shot... Oh, no, I think he used take the shot there. Scorp's turn, he sends Exhaust into Windcharger. Windcharger is very much dead, and the bounty ability resolves, moving another damage on to Smokescreen. That actually, I think, is the point of damage you're going to want to keep an eye on, maybe. I don't know. So, I draw a Cayman Crash for turn, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. I could do this. I could reasonably do this. So, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, Smokescreen needs to punt Exhaust this turn. He's got 8 health remaining with 4 defense. Make that 6 health remaining with 4 defense. So I need to punch at least 10 through here. It seems reasonable. I equipped a grenade launcher onto Smokescreen, and I sent Smokescreen in. I scrapped to take the shot for the initial bold 1. 8 Pierce 1, 9 Pierce 1, 11 Pierce 1 into 4. 11 Pierce 1. He flips 2 blues. 11 into 6. He takes 5 and he's alive on 1. Had he not flipped 1 blue, or had he flipped 1 or less blue, had I flipped 1 more orange, or had that bounty not gone off earlier, either of the bounties rather, he would be dead. Or actually, yeah, it would have been that last bounty, but at this point, I am freaking livid because of the fact that Exhaust is now just going to get a free smack at Smokescreen, and so will Deadlock because wheel turn. And he also swings in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 into 1. I'm taking 9, but either way, no matter what I flip here, that is going to be enough to KO me because 10 blocking 1, I take 9, drops to 8, and Smokescreen is very much dead here. And yeah, time for new leadership. It's a thing, and if you're thinking, oh my god, that heal 3 is way too strong, you need to nerf that. I actually disagree. Despite the fact that I am losing my mind over this match, I don't think it really needs to get nerfed. Scorp just got some really good draws to just disable my deck strategy, so I think against other teams, that heal 3 isn't going to matter as much. Scorp just got pretty lucky against me in the grand scheme of things, plus there were a couple of misplays on my part, so I honestly, looking at this objectively, think that this card is balanced at the moment, but of course, we still have beta testing data to collect. But with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this feature. If you did, there's a little red button you can push down below to show that. And of course, be sure to check out the main channel at that link in the description. And hopefully we will be back for the round 4 feature soon. Actually, I know that it will not be streamed. It will be recorded just because life is getting in the way again. Hopefully round 5 we will have a live feature. So we'll see you for when I upload the round 4 feature. Peace out, y'all.